Start by writing your thesis. This is the argument you're trying to prove. You'll use this to connect everything in your paper. This may change, so you definitely want to revisit this once you've finished writing. I've linked some thesis templates in the description. No matter the length, generally a paper looks like this. 3 main sections: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Let's take a look at the body paragraphs. We start with writing the body paragraphs and end with writing the rest of the introduction because your paper may shift as you write it, and you want to make sure everything you write is coherent. You want to break these paragraphs into 2. The first part will be your paraphrasing or direct quotes. Wherever you can, paraphrase. You do not want piles and piles of direct quotes, and it allows you to present your analysis of the information as you discuss it. If you see in your paper that there is a quote longer than 3 lines, paraphrase. Then comes the second part. Insert your voice and analyze if you have not done so already. Do not repeat your evidence or direct quotes. The reader wants to understand beyond just that. To conclude each body paragraph, don't just restate your thesis statement. Tell the reader why this paragraph is relevant to making your point. Be very specific throughout these paragraphs as to how these arguments fit with your evidence or points. Don't be afraid to directly say anything. With the combination of direct quotes and paraphrasing, as well as your analyzing, a finished paragraph might look something like this. On to the conclusion. In a nutshell, it's a summary of what you've been writing. Revisit your thesis statement and remind your reader about how you effectively made your argument. In the first 2 to 3 sentences, you should restate your thesis statement. Some common mistakes are the usage of in conclusion or in summary. This is a novice technique and shouldn't be used at the high school level of writing. Do not include any new arguments in your conclusion unless you are acknowledging any opposing views where you can still prove yourself right. Many students also may change the tone of their paper when concluding. Don't get too emotional or informal towards the end. It could undermine your entire paper. And finally, the introduction, which should be quite easy to write directly after your conclusion. It will start with a hook, so for example, a question or a shocking statistic. Do not use a quote to begin unless it's really relevant to your essay. You want to end your introduction paragraph with your thesis to lead into the rest of your paper. Finally, revising your paper is key. If your overall paper has shifted from your original thesis, I would start with revising there. Additionally, it's much easier to revise as you're writing versus all at the end. So write a paragraph, then revise. For help, ask yourself some of the questions on the screen. Does it meet the requirements of the assignment? Is your voice clear? Is your purpose clear? Are there clear transitions and effective organization? Have you included as much paraphrasing as possible? You may have heard this before, but read your work out loud. Look for informal language like slang, contractions, and words like really, like, and stuff, as well as other colloquial language. That may have been a lot, so let's review the order of writing your paper. Start with your thesis so you have a base for your writing. Then move to the body paragraphs. Don't forget to reread after writing each one. It's very easy to miss something after the first time of writing. And then you write the conclusion. Following that is your introduction, which will be quite easy to write after writing the conclusion. And finally, revise. Take a look at your thesis statement again. Reread your paragraphs aloud and answer some of the questions from earlier in the video.